Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome back to Ask That Podcast here on YouTube. I'm your host, Newt. Ooh, excuse me, I had to burp. Now this, man, this is something different. I have had quite a few collections of these VHS and DVD of these, public domain collections of cartoons. For those who don't know, public domain means that nobody owns copyright on it. It's free use for anybody. Stuff after a certain time frame falls into the public domain. It used to be a shorter time frame, and thanks to Sonny Bono and Disney, it got changed, but they haven't extended since. Matter of fact, remember right, either this year, 2022, or next year, Mickey Mouse from the Search for Parents will go into the public domain. Winnie the Pooh is public domain now. There's a horror movie being made about Winnie the Pooh because of this. Well, these public domain, I remember seeing this as a kid. You'd be in the grocery store with your mom, they'd be in a little bin of cheap VHS. It'd be $10. Bugs Bunny cartoons, 1 hour. Bugs Bunny and Friends. I said Bugs Bunny, my dog picked her head up. Well, you get it and be like 2 Bugs Bunny cartoons, the rest would be a bunch of janky ass mellow tunes. I never bought most of them. When the DVD days came out, this stuff hit DVD, but they were smart. They put it out on dollar DVDs. You can get it for Dollar Tree, and I picked up every one I could find. Started collecting. Well, this is not a dollar DVD. This is from Shout Factory. This is Johnny Legend presents the complete weird cartoons, the greatest collection of twisted cartoons and awesome animation ever. That's supposed to be Johnny Legend. Johnny Legend's this guy out in Cali, who I know him best for. He worked with Something Weird Video, and like he had Johnny Legend's like trailer comps and stuff like that, cartoon things like this. And he also was the booker and might have been the owner of the Incredibly Strange Wrestling, which was this really oddball wrestling group. On companies, most of the comedy had people instead of like, you know, Shawn Michaels was HBK, the Heartbreak Kid. Well, they had HIV. And they had one guy called the Abortionist that ran around with a coat hanger. I mean, just not PC stuff. So I was looking around, not the on Amazon, look for, I had a few extra, but I want to find something. Well, I saw this, like, what is this? Saw the cover, saw Johnny Legend, and then started looking at the list. I mean, there's some good stuff on here. It's Shout, so it should be a good release. And this is from 2004, but we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 cartoons plus an intermission. And you got stuff like Alice's Eggplant. This is a Walt Disney cartoon from 1914. This is black and white. And they insert this little girl, Alice, live action into cartoons. Nothing great, but kind of interesting. Frogland, which is a Russian Art Society of Paris cartoon from 22. Alice the Toreador, another Disney. Hold Anything from I. Freeling, 1930s. Betty Boop's Crazy Invention, the Fleischer cartoon. I love the Fleischer stuff, and this is one of the Fleischer things that I don't think I've seen this Betty Boop cartoon that often. Inky and the Minor Birds from Merry Melodies from 45. Now, this is one of the ones, there's quite a few on here that have some racial stereotypes that even back then were not great. But definitely now you're like, ooh, yeah, you kind of I hate using the word cringe, but you kind of cringe. Like, ooh, man, that's pretty rough. Betty Boop and Crazy Town, another Fleischer. Little Black Sambo. This is one of the ones on here that, ooh, it's a of iWorks, 35, and it's the story of Little Black Sambo, and it's pretty rough. In a Cartoon Studio, Jungle Jinx. It's a Bird. This is I want to say it's like a claymation thing. You got intermission, which is like Snap Bar and Spook Show trailers. Nonstop Fright, which is a Felix the Cat, and I'll be 100%, I'm not the biggest Felix the Cat fan. I like the look of him, but most of the old Felix cartoons I've seen just don't catch me. They don't work for me. Scrap Happy Daffy. This is a Daffy Duck cartoon for World War II, 43, where Daffy's saving up scrap metal to help the war cause, and the Japanese find out about this and start targeting him, and it's the typical World War II depiction of a Japanese person where they got the buck teeth and the glasses, and they're, oh, so sorry, and all that shit, you know? It's like, oh. It's not one you're going to catch on Boomerang. Then the most infamous one on here is Walter Lantz, and this is one I actually did a little bit about this one recently. It's called Scrub Me Momma with a Boogie Beat. Now, this is a very, very racist cartoon. This lady, who looks just like, you ever seen the movie Bebe's Kids? The woman that Robin Harris is in love with and wants, takes her to the music park so he can get on with her. They look identical. She's on a riverboat, stops at Lazy Town where all the black folks live, and like everybody's lazy. You know, typical, what you hear every inbred around, oh, black folks are lazy, they don't want to do nothing. Of course, the ones usually saying this are on welfare. The white guys saying they're on welfare and they don't want to work. And exact same things they're accusing the black folks of doing, they're doing themselves, but they don't get the irony there. Amazing animation. There's great songs, but it's very, very racist. Very good. And most of their public demand are on YouTube. Go look these up. Go look Scrub Me Momma with a boogie beat up. It's some great animation. Good music, but it's incredibly racist. Hasher's Delirium. Now this one I never even heard. It's from 1910. We got Small Fry from Max Fleischer. We got The Devil's Ball, which is another Władysław Sansa, another Russian one. Then we got Cobweb Hotels Max Fleischer, which everybody has seen this. Like, this is kind of a spooky, you see it a lot around Halloween. People use gifts from it. It's like Spider Creek's Cobweb Hotel. It's an hour and 17 minutes. And let's show you. There's the disc. It ain't nothing fancy. It's this little booklet here. And we got Kerouac and Spike and Mike's Twisted Cartoons and Andy Warhol Superstar and Divine. And then Timothy Leary. Now, since this has come out, better versions of a lot of these have come out. Back in the day when this was coming out, and this was originally VHS and they put it on DVD. It's just whatever you could get a hold of. So it was like really beat up 16mm print, and it wasn't nice clean ones. There's been better copies now, but I just love, and this was cheap. I just like having this all in one. This is probably the best public domain collection I've seen, public domain cartoon collection I've seen on DVD. You tell they have some thought put into it, and I really enjoy the hell out of it. Even though I wish they looked better, I would love if Johnny Legend would go back and redo this and do the same cartoons, but like put commentary on. Talk about the history and explain some of the history of this stuff. Because I hate that the studios won't release this stuff. I mean, it's kind of like the whole Disney situation with songs. I'm of the age where I actually got to see Song of the South last time I played in theaters. And everybody's objection to it. Totally get that. My thing is, most people that are objecting to it will tell you stuff that's like, have you seen the movie? Because that's not in the movie. It's just a lot just based on what people told them. Why can't Disney do like they did with the Looney Tunes? Put out the ones that are not, PC anymore, but put a little disclaimer, like I think on the Looney Tunes when they had like Leonard Maltin and Whoopi Goldberg going, look, you gotta remember, consider the time frame, the context. These were not, great back then, but it's part of history. And I'm not one of the people that gripes like it's happening a lot around my, oh God, they're tearing down the statues of the Civil War generals, they're destroying history. No, they're not destroying history, but I don't think we should glorify it either, Put it out there have it there statue, it'd be like, I don't know, flying a flag of the United States enemy in a gigantic war, flying the flag and flying that flag nowadays, which I see happening a lot in my area. A lot of people around here got a rebel flag flying. It's like, come on. Let's sort of hear it. No, motherfucker, it's not. You know why you got that damn flag up. Just like, I'll throw this out there. I'm in Mississippi. We just recently changed our state flag like a year and a half ago. We, for years, had the damn rebel flag corner of the state flag. Well, they changed it. I like the new flag. But until they changed that flag, I could count on 3 fingers the amount of neighbors I had, or people in my area that had a Mississippi State flag. They'd have a U.S. flag. They'd have a rebel flag. They'd have Mississippi State. As soon as they changed that flag, everybody went out and bought the old flag and got them flying. I'm like, really? And they're bitching on like, we have bigger issues in this country to worry about in this state to worry about than a fucking flag when our governor was stealing money from the poor. When Brett Favre was stealing money from the poor, when the DiBiase family was stealing money from the poor and funneling it through their church, they're worried about a fucking flag. It's just a distraction. If the people distracted with this, they don't notice that they're getting fucked. Sorry about that. I had to go on a rant, but I'm gonna go. But yeah, definitely. And this is like you use on Amazon about $7. It's worth it, and it's neat seeing old stuff from Shout Factory before they became known. Shout Factory to me was always, oh, okay, it's Shout Factory. I heard of them. And the first thing I remember buying from was that Freaks and Geeks. I was like, oh, Freaks and Geeks Uncut. Thank you. I'll pay $100, But I'm out, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. I mean, if you did, but boom, there's that thumb. Look, it's shaking. It is shaking. Give me that thumbs up. Leave a comment, subscribe, share these videos. If you think somebody might be interested in myself, share the videos. Hey, you like comics and horror movies and just oddball stuff. Check out this Asshat podcast. Yeah. And I'm going to throw this out there. I got a buddy of mine, a Mr. Robert Wadsworth. Great guy. He got 5 kids. He works a good job. His wife works a good job. And he is trying to get his YouTube channel up and going. What he does is his wife and his kids go around to garage sales and thrift stores and junk stores and pawn shops and sell their flippers. And his channel is called Full House Finds. Yes, I know that's not the best thing because you type Full House Finds on YouTube, you're gonna find a bunch of Full House TV show clips. Sure, Full House Finds. He does one episode a week. Can't always guarantee what day it's gonna go up on because Robert happens to live in an area where there's not any high-speed internet, so he has to do this through his phone, and sometimes it can take up to 3 days to upload a video. If you live closer to me, I'd be like, dude, just come over to my house and use my internet. But check out this stuff. It's really good, really nice guy. The thing, and we bond over wrestling. We're both wrestling nerds. We bond over that, but we don't have a lot of other stuff in common, but great guy. Matter of fact, as of filming, this week or next week, I'll be showing up in an episode because he's right now he's calling it free to fast. He's trying to get a bunch of stuff for free and flip it to make enough money to buy a car to donate to his church. So somebody in the church that needs a car can have a car. So I told him, I was like, dude, I got a tub full of stuff. I'm just giving it away. Tell you what, you bring a tote, Rubbermaid tote, whatever you want to call it. Meet me in town one day. I'll give you all this for free. So he filmed. Now, for those of y'all thinking, oh, well, hell, good to see what Newt's face looks like. Nope. I covered my face. Honestly, that day I did because I hadn't shaved in a while, and I don't like how I look when I haven't shaved. But I'll be on there, and he said he's going to mention both my channels. And I told him, it's like, you're a family channel. You don't have to say ass hat. You can call it butt hat or ash hat. Or, So no, he goes, I'll say this one word, ass hat. It's like, okay. So check him out. And the other one I want to give a shout out to, and this will be easy, it's called Jerk Comics. This guy on YouTube, he does these once a week, these great long videos on different comics. So just like, he just finished a whole series on Kirby's like 70s and 80s work. He did one on Punisher, Born, the Garth Ennis Vietnam miniseries. Just really good stuff. And he gets quite a few views, but this guy should be known to anybody that's in the comics. Really great stuff. You tell he spends a lot of time on stuff, a lot of time editing, doing research. He really digs deep and worth checking out. So check those two out. And I'm out, everybody. Laters.